We live in a world where the pursuit of recognition often drives our actions, where we are led to believe that value is something to be declared loudly and often. Yet there is a deeper truth to human worth, a truth that does not rely on words, but on actions, presence, and character. Today I want to explore powerful methods to show a man your worth without saying anything at all. These are the ways in which we can express the most profound truths about ourselves without ever uttering a single word. Non-verbal communication is an incredibly powerful tool that shapes how others perceive us and how we experience the world around us. Often what we say is not nearly as impactful as how we present ourselves physically. Our posture, facial expressions, gestures, and the way we carry ourselves convey messages that words alone cannot. These subtle yet profound signals reflect our inner state, communicate our self-assurance, and demonstrate our worth, all without us having to speak. When we walk into a room, the first thing people notice is not necessarily the words we say, but our body language. Our posture alone can communicate a vast amount about who we are and how we feel. A person who stands tall, with shoulders back and head held high, instantly signals confidence and self-respect. This simple adjustment in posture gives off an aura of strength, as it suggests that we value ourselves in the space we occupy. On the other hand, slouching or avoiding eye contact can convey insecurity or a lack of self-worth, whether that was the intention or not. The body has a language of its own, and it speaks volumes about how we view ourselves in relation to others. Eye contact is another crucial aspect of nonverbal communication. It is a direct line to our thoughts and emotions. When we make steady eye contact, it can indicate openness, honesty, and confidence. It shows that we are present in the moment, fully engaged with the person in front of us, and not hiding behind walls or distractions. Conversely, avoiding eye contact can be interpreted as a sign of discomfort, shyness, or even dishonesty. Eye contact doesn't need to be prolonged or intense, but the quality of it, how genuine and steady it is, can convey deep trustworthiness and assertiveness. In addition to posture and eye contact, facial expressions are another powerful way to communicate our worth without words. Our face is a mirror of our emotions, and our expressions tell others how we are feeling or what we are thinking. A calm, neutral expression can signal emotional control and inner peace, while a genuine smile can express warmth, approachability, and confidence. Even subtle changes, like the way our eyebrows move or how our lips part, can send messages about our emotional state and level of engagement. A person who exudes composure and control in their expressions demonstrates strength of character, suggesting that they are not easily rattled by external circumstances. Gestures are another important element of nonverbal communication. How we use our hands, the space we occupy, and the movement of our body can emphasize our words, reinforce our points, or even contradict them. A person who uses deliberate, controlled gestures while speaking suggests authority and confidence. On the other hand, fidgeting or using erratic gestures can indicate nervousness or lack of focus. The way we position ourselves in relation to others, whether we stand at ease or lean in to show interest, also speaks volumes about our level of self-assurance and respect for the situation. Altogether, nonverbal communication offers an authentic reflection of who we are. It's a direct channel to our inner self, one that cannot be easily manipulated or faked. When we are at ease with our body and our presence, we communicate strength, confidence, and self-worth without saying a single word. It is this quiet form of expression that often leaves a lasting impression on others, because it is real, raw, and unfiltered. In a world full of noise, nonverbal communication remains one of the most profound ways to show our true value. Consistency of character is a powerful expression of who we are and how we engage with the world. It transcends what we say and gets to the core of our true identity. Character is revealed not in fleeting moments or in polished speeches, but in the regular day-to-day choices we make. To be consistent in one's character means to align our actions with our values, principles, and inner beliefs in a way that remains steady, regardless of external pressures or situations. It is in the mundane, repeated decisions that our worth is truly demonstrated. One of the most important aspects of consistency of character is reliability. A person of consistent character is someone who can be trusted to follow through on their promises, whether big or small. This reliability doesn't require fanfare or recognition. It is simply a part of who they are. People begin to understand that they can count on such a person to act in a certain way, to hold true to their word, and to be predictable in their approach to the world. When someone proves time and again that they will act according to their values and commitments, they establish an undeniable worth without needing to speak of it. Another key element of consistency is the alignment between internal beliefs and external actions. A person whose actions mirror their beliefs sends a clear, unmistakable message about their character. When someone acts according to their principles, regardless of the challenges they may face, they display strength and integrity. It isn't about saying the right things at the right times, it's about embodying those values consistently, even when there is no audience or when it would be easier to compromise. Integrity is not a momentary act, it is a way of life. The consistency with which someone lives according to their core beliefs communicates their worth in ways that words cannot. The person who always strives to do the right thing, even when it is difficult, showcases a quiet power that speaks volumes about their character. Consistency of character also speaks to a person's emotional stability and self-control. In situations where others might react impulsively or let their emotions govern their actions, someone with consistency of character remains steady. They don't lose themselves in the heat of the moment. Their reactions are thoughtful and deliberate, grounded in their principles rather than a response to fleeting emotions. This kind of emotional maturity reveals a depth of character, one that is capable of weathering the storms of life without being shaken by every wave. The ability to remain calm, composed, and rational, especially in stressful or uncertain situations, communicates a profound sense of self-worth. It is a reflection of someone who has mastered themselves and knows that their value doesn't depend on external chaos. Lastly, the consistency of character also reflects a level of respect for others. When someone treats others with kindness, respect, and fairness, no matter who they are or what situation they find themselves in, it signals an inherent understanding of the value of human dignity. They do not judge based on status, appearance, or circumstance. Instead, they approach everyone with the same sense of decency and fairness. By consistently honoring the worth of others, they reveal their own worth through the strength of their actions. This approach not only builds trust, but also establishes an unspoken authority that commands respect. In all of these ways, consistency of character communicates a person's intrinsic value without the need for constant assertion or self-promotion. It speaks in the language of actions, not words. It is in the quiet moments of decision, in the steadfastness of our commitments, and in the integrity of our conduct that our true worth is shown. Self-sufficiency and independence are among the most profound expressions of personal strength. To be self-sufficient is to rely on oneself for emotional stability, decision-making, and financial well-being without needing others to define your worth or provide validation. Independence goes beyond simply being able to take care of oneself. It is the ability to stand alone, make choices with confidence, and maintain one's sense of identity without being overly dependent on the approval or presence of others. One of the most striking aspects of self-sufficiency is the emotional independence it fosters. People who are emotionally self-sufficient do not rely on external sources to feel complete or validated. They understand that their value comes from within and not from others' opinions or expectations. This emotional resilience allows them to navigate life's challenges without crumbling under pressure or needing constant reassurance. They do not seek approval for every decision, nor do they require constant affirmation to feel secure. In relationships, they bring stability, offering support without demanding that their emotional needs be met constantly. This quiet strength, rooted in self-reliance, communicates a powerful sense of worth that is not contingent on others' perceptions. In addition to emotional independence, self-sufficiency also involves the ability to make decisions with confidence and autonomy. A self-sufficient person trusts their own judgment, relying on their experience, values, and instincts to guide them. They do not need to defer to others for direction in life. They understand that their own path is uniquely theirs to shape. This sense of self-direction is essential for creating a life that is authentic and fulfilling. Whether it's choosing a career, forging meaningful relationships, or pursuing personal growth, a self-sufficient person makes decisions based on what is best for them, not based on others' desires or expectations. This independence is an expression of both self-respect and a deep trust in one's own abilities and choices. Financial independence is another cornerstone of self-sufficiency. To be financially independent is to have the ability to sustain oneself and make choices without being tethered to the need for others' financial support. It signals a high level of responsibility and personal discipline. Financial independence is not just about having enough money to survive, it's about the freedom to make choices that align with one's values and goals. It means that a person does not feel trapped by their circumstances or dependent on someone else for their livelihood. This autonomy gives them the power to chart their own course, unencumbered by obligations or the fear of financial insecurity. Self-sufficiency encourages personal growth and self-improvement. When one is not reliant on others for validation or support, they are free to focus on developing their own abilities, talents, and interests. They can invest in their own well-being, learning and evolving without the distraction of external approval. This internal drive fosters a sense of purpose and fulfillment that comes from knowing that one is capable of thriving independently. The more a person cultivates their own strengths, the more they can face life's challenges with a sense of confidence and competence, knowing that they are prepared to handle whatever comes their way. Self-sufficiency and independence allow for greater freedom and peace of mind. When a person is not dependent on others for their sense of self-worth or emotional well-being, they are freer to make choices based on what truly matters to them. They can engage in relationships, work, and activities with an authentic sense of purpose, unshackled by the need to please or appease anyone. This kind of freedom brings a profound sense of inner peace, as one is no longer bound by the expectations of others. The ability to live life on one's own terms without being beholden to others is a powerful reflection of self-worth. Respecting boundaries is one of the most essential ways to demonstrate both self-worth and consideration for others. Boundaries are not just physical lines drawn between individuals, but also emotional, psychological, and social limits that define how we interact with the world. When we respect the boundaries of others, we communicate an understanding of their autonomy, needs, and personal space. Similarly, when we set and maintain our own boundaries, we assert our self-respect and reinforce the value we place on ourselves. Respecting boundaries is a powerful nonverbal demonstration of our worth because it reflects a deep understanding of the importance of both personal space and mutual respect. Respecting boundaries means recognizing and accepting that everyone has different needs, preferences, and limits. These differences shape the way we relate to each other, and honoring them is a sign of maturity and emotional intelligence. When we understand that someone else's boundaries are not an infringement on our own, but a reflection of their individuality, we show that we value their right to autonomy. Whether it is giving someone the space they need, respecting their time, or honoring their emotional needs, showing respect for boundaries fosters trust and strengthens relationships. By not overstepping limits, we signal to others that we respect their inner world and their right to control their personal space. Another important aspect of respecting boundaries is knowing when to say no, both to others and to ourselves. The ability to say no is a powerful tool in maintaining healthy relationships and preserving our own well-being. When we say no, we are asserting that our time, energy, and emotional resources are valuable and deserve to be protected. It's a form of self-respect that prevents burnout and ensures that we are able to invest in the people and pursuits that matter most to us. When we respect our own boundaries, others are more likely to understand and respect them as well. By clearly communicating our limits, whether they are related to time, emotions, or physical space, we demonstrate that we are worthy of being treated with the same consideration we give to others. Respecting boundaries also requires empathy and attentiveness. It's not just about recognizing when someone needs space or time, but about tuning into subtle cues and adjusting our behavior accordingly. This attentiveness is a sign of both emotional intelligence and compassion. It requires us to be present in the moment, aware of the feelings and needs of those around us. Sometimes boundaries are not explicitly stated, and it is our job to read between the lines and respect unspoken limits. By doing so, we demonstrate that we are attentive to others' needs and willing to adjust our actions to ensure that everyone's boundaries are honored. Respecting boundaries is an expression of trust and mutual understanding. When we respect someone's boundaries, we are signaling that we trust them to know what is best for their own well-being. It is an acknowledgement that they have the right to make decisions for themselves and that their needs and comfort levels are just as valid as ours. This trust fosters a deeper sense of connection and security within relationships. When both parties feel that their boundaries are respected, it creates a safe space for open communication, personal growth, and emotional intimacy. In maintaining our own boundaries, we also create a strong foundation of self-respect. We show that we value ourselves enough to protect our time, energy, and well-being. By asserting our limits without guilt or apology, we send a clear message that we understand our worth and that we are not willing to compromise our well-being for the sake of pleasing others. This boundary setting fosters not only a sense of inner strength, but also encourages others to respect us in return. Respecting both our own and others' boundaries is a reflection of our understanding of the delicate balance between self-care and care for others, and it reinforces the value we place on mutual respect and healthy relationships. Compassionate strength is a quiet yet powerful quality that often goes unnoticed in a world that celebrates assertiveness and outward displays of power. It is the ability to be strong in the face of adversity, not by dominating or overpowering others, but through kindness, empathy, and understanding. This form of strength doesn't seek attention or admiration. Instead, it is a gentle, enduring force that builds bridges and fosters connection. Compassionate strength is not the absence of vulnerability, but rather the ability to remain resilient while showing care and concern for others, even in difficult circumstances. Compassionate strength is rooted in emotional intelligence, the capacity to understand and manage our own emotions while also recognizing and responding to the emotions of others. People who embody this strength do not shut down in the face of hardship. They rise to meet it with both resilience and empathy. They can navigate their own struggles without losing sight of the suffering of others. This allows them to offer support, encouragement, and a sense of stability even when they are going through their own challenges. It is a rare quality because it requires the balance of personal strength and emotional vulnerability. The person who exhibits compassionate strength knows that it is okay to feel pain, but chooses not to let that pain harden their heart or close them off from others. Compassionate strength is often displayed through actions rather than words. It is seen in someone who extends a helping hand when others are struggling, who listens without judgment, and who offers comfort even when they have little to give. These acts may seem small, but they are profoundly impactful because they come from a place of deep empathy. The person who demonstrates compassionate strength doesn't look for accolades or recognition. They are driven by the desire to alleviate suffering and provide support. Their strength lies in their willingness to put others before themselves, even if only for a moment. This selflessness doesn't weaken them, it deepens their strength because it is built on the foundation of love and understanding. One of the most powerful aspects of compassionate strength is its ability to foster trust and intimacy. When someone shows compassion, they create an environment where others feel safe to be vulnerable and authentic. Compassionate individuals do not judge others based on their weaknesses or mistakes. Instead, they approach others with kindness, seeing beyond surface-level flaws to the shared human experience. This ability to hold space for others without judgment allows for deeper emotional connections and a sense of mutual respect. It is not about offering solutions or advice, but about offering understanding and acceptance. Through this, compassionate strength nurtures relationships that are grounded in trust and mutual care. Another vital component of compassionate strength is its capacity for self-compassion. People who possess this strength also understand the importance of being kind to themselves, especially in times of difficulty. They do not berate themselves for experiencing weakness or pain. Instead, they recognize that their struggles are part of their journey, and they approach themselves with the same empathy they offer to others. This self-compassion is essential for maintaining emotional balance and avoiding burnout. By taking care of their own emotional needs, compassionate individuals are better equipped to offer support to others. In the face of conflict or disagreement, compassionate strength allows for a response that is rooted in understanding rather than retaliation. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, someone with compassionate strength approaches conflict with a calm and empathetic mindset. They seek to understand the perspective of others, even when they disagree, and strive to find common ground. This doesn't mean that they avoid confrontation or let others take advantage of them. Rather, it means that they approach difficult situations with a mindset that values connection and mutual respect over winning an argument. Compassionate strength is not about power over others, it is about power within oneself. It is the ability to remain grounded, emotionally aware, and connected to others, even in the face of hardship. This strength transcends outward appearances and societal expectations of toughness. It is quiet but undeniable, an enduring force that fosters healing, understanding, and growth in both individuals and communities. Self-control and composure are fundamental aspects of personal strength that can significantly influence the way we navigate life's challenges. To possess self-control is to have the ability to regulate our impulses, emotions, and reactions, particularly in situations that could provoke a negative or harmful response. Composure, on the other hand, is the ability to maintain calm and grace under pressure, even when circumstances are difficult or stressful. Together, these qualities form the bedrock of emotional maturity, allowing individuals to respond thoughtfully and deliberately to the world around them, rather than reacting impulsively or being swept away by external forces. At the heart of self-control is the recognition that our emotions and impulses are natural, but not always reliable guides to our best actions. The ability to pause, reflect, and choose our responses rather than simply reacting on instinct requires a level of emotional awareness and discipline. This self-regulation does not mean suppressing emotions or denying their existence, but rather understanding them, acknowledging them, and then making intentional choices about how to act. For example, when faced with frustration, a person with self-control doesn't lash out in anger or let their irritation drive their behavior. Instead, they take a moment to center themselves, recognize their emotional state, and decide the most constructive way to express their feelings, if at all. This ability to manage our internal state and choose our reactions is one of the most powerful demonstrations of self-mastery. Composure takes self-control a step further by focusing on the external world. It is about remaining calm and poised in the face of adversity, pressure, or unexpected challenges. People with composure do not easily crumble under stress or become overwhelmed by the circumstances they face. Instead, they maintain a sense of steadiness, which not only allows them to think clearly but also reassures those around them. Composure does not imply an absence of emotion or a lack of engagement with the situation. Rather, it is the ability to maintain inner calm no matter what is happening externally. This is particularly valuable in high-stakes situations, whether personal or professional, where the ability to remain level-headed can make the difference between success and failure. It is in these moments that composure becomes a true asset, allowing individuals to think critically, make better decisions, and manage difficult circumstances with grace. The art of self-control and composure requires practice and continuous self-awareness. It is easy to be composed when life is flowing smoothly, but it is in moments of hardship, discomfort, or conflict that these traits are truly tested. A person with true self-control doesn't only show restraint when it is convenient or easy. They demonstrate it in moments of tension, when emotions run high, or when external pressures threaten to cloud their judgment. This resilience in maintaining composure in such moments is what distinguishes individuals who have mastered self-control from those who may let their emotions dictate their behavior. Self-control also involves the ability to set boundaries and protect one's energy. It's about understanding when to say no, when to step back, and when to avoid situations that might compromise one's peace of mind. By exercising self-control, individuals create a stable foundation for themselves, reducing unnecessary stress and ensuring they have the emotional bandwidth to respond thoughtfully to the things that truly matter. This boundary setting is a sign of self-respect, demonstrating that a person values their well-being enough to not let external pressures or other people's needs overwhelm them. Composure is not simply about remaining calm in difficult situations, it is about doing so with purpose and clarity. A person who possesses composure in the face of adversity is also capable of being present and engaged. They do not detach emotionally or disengage from the problem. Instead, they approach it with a clear mind and a strong sense of focus. This allows them to process the situation rationally and approach solutions with a steady hand. Together, self-control and composure create a powerful foundation for navigating life's unpredictable nature. They are the marks of someone who has learned to master themselves, who understands that true strength lies not in external circumstances, but in the ability to remain grounded and centered, regardless of what is happening around them. These qualities allow individuals to lead with calm confidence, inspire others through their example, and cultivate a sense of inner peace that is not easily shaken by the tumult of the world. In conclusion, the powerful methods of demonstrating one's worth without words lie in the quiet strength of nonverbal communication, the consistency of character, self-sufficiency, respect for boundaries, compassionate strength, and the art of self-control and composure. Each of these qualities, when embodied, reveals a deep sense of self-respect and emotional intelligence that cannot be faked or easily imitated. They reflect a person who is grounded, thoughtful, and confident in their own value, and who approaches the world with empathy, resilience, and integrity. By cultivating these traits, we not only show our worth to others, but we also build a life of purpose, fulfillment, and lasting impact. True strength is not always loud or overt. It often speaks in the subtle, steady ways we engage with ourselves and the world, leaving an indelible mark on those around us.